Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to paint using two different mediums. The first one is watercolor paint and the second one is acrylic markers. As you can see, except for the size of the sketch, it's almost identical. So one of them is going to be painted with watercolor and the second with acrylic markers. As you see, I made the sketch lighter using my eraser so it doesn't show under the paint. And this is my watercolor set, by the way. So I'm going to start with the watercolor side, the one to the right. I'm not an expert in painting with watercolor or any other type of painting, but it is fun, and that's the reason I do art in the first place. I enjoy it, I have a lot of fun, and even though it doesn't turn out the way I want all the time, but it's still fun, it's relaxing, it gives me peace and joy. But if you don't do the technique of wet on wet, you will have to be patient because you will need to wait for each layer to dry so you can add more details and more layers. And this is the mistake I did here. As you can see, it's still not dry, so the color is bleeding and it got mixed with the other section that it should not be that way. But I'm going to fix it later. And now while it's going to dry, I'm going to start the other side. So starting off, I think using acrylic markers is easier to control because it's obviously a marker. It's like you're drawing with a pen or using colored pencils. You can control it more, but it also gives you um, the vibrant colors, the pigmentation you want, the paint. You can actually mix the colors or smudge them if you want, but you must be quick because it dries fast. But you still can do a lot of layers as much as needed and do different colors on top of each other without them being mixed because it's already dry. I heard somewhere that if you want your drawings to be more realistic, you should not do line art. Like lining your art with black color or any dark color whatsoever. You should only use the colors that are in the drawing or the painting. And when I tried it, I liked the result. And sometimes I do line art in some cases, but when I want something to look more realistic, I just do a sketch like I did today and I make it lighter so I can still see it, but it doesn't show under the paint. Then I go with the paint and it's the colors that take control. Moving on to the other side, trying to fix what got messed up, but it's okay, everything can be fixed. Just needs a little bit of patience and some time. Now that I learned my lesson, I'm going to leave it dry while I add some details to the acrylic marker side, making these banana slices more identifiable and trying to figure out the right colors that goes what goes where. Using acrylic markers is less messy. You don't have to get your brushes, your water ready, your palette. You just need to have your markers and your sketchbook. Here I'm trying to do a texture for the cake part, but it's not really that easy. Texture is not my strong point, but it doesn't hurt to try. I'm not used to talking and narrating while drawing or painting because usually, I don't know about you guys, but usually I listen to audiobooks or some sort of a podcast or a, a video that I don't need to watch or read or focus on anything visually. I just need to listen, and it's like I'm watching with my eyes, but really I'm just focused on my drawings while listening. I find it more relaxing that way, and it's very fun for me. It feels like I'm multitasking, which I am, but I feel like I'm using my time wisely. Like I'm listening to something important and learning something, uh, or just for example, when I'm listening to an audiobook, I feel like I read a book and draw or painted at the same time, and I think that's a very good use of time. Some people say that listening to books is not the same as reading them. Like you don't tell people that I read this book because you just listen to it. It's not the same. And I agree it's not the same, but we don't all have enough time to sit down and do nothing but read on a paper copy, which I do prefer, by the way, but I don't have enough time. Like whenever I have the slightest amount of time, I want to spend it drawing or painting or something of the sort. So I think audiobooks for me are a blessing, for I can enjoy the book and do something else at the same time. What about you guys? Do you listen to audiobooks or documentaries or whatever while doing like chores or while drawing or while painting, perhaps while driving? I think the watercolor part is looking slightly better. The bleeding part is almost fixed, not quite yet, and I just need it to dry so I can go in with more details. For the meantime, I'm focusing on the acrylic part, so I'm using a very light yellow for this and some highlights with white, a white marker. To be honest, this white marker is not very pigmented, so it doesn't give like strong highlights. And now I'm trying to soften the edges of the stripes. I'm just using a wet brush. There is no paint on it, just to make it softer. No hard edges. I'm probably not using the right techniques for watercolor, but I hope the end result will look good, as I care more about the result than the technique, if you ask me. Of course, if I knew how to use the techniques, I would, but I'm doing what I can here. This painting, by the way, is based on a reference that I'm going to put at the very end if you want to check it out, you want to try it yourself. And of course, go support the original account and the original creator, because it's a work of a creator on Instagram, and they do very nice food illustrations. And I stumbled upon their account one day and I saw this drawing or painting, and they had like a draw with me step by step, and I liked it. I saved it and took a screenshot, but it was on my phone for ages. I never tried it out, and now I think is the right time. So you can go check it out yourself if you want. Some details. I think I never drew bananas. Maybe I should. I should probably do one, at least like a whole banana. Okay, so it's looking better, it's looking good. It's looking more similar to the one to the left. The highlights are giving it some extra charm. I'm trying to do a texture again, but I ended up just smudging everything. But it's alright, I think it doesn't have to be identical to the original one. I think it looks nice the way it is. I probably should check all the drawings that I tell myself I will draw, and I will try them out one day, and that one day never comes. Probably shouldn't have made the middle part of the banana darker, but let's just say I'm experimenting. I love everything about the watercolor side except for the dark middle of the banana. So which one is your favorite? Do you like the acrylic markers one better or the watercolor one? I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.